Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad ZIKRY bin Muhammad THAHAR. My matric number is S61465. Okay, for my part, I will explain about the introduction. Okay, first, what is the fish assemblage? Fish assemblage is simply a suite of species whose individuals are collected in the same area at the same time. Okay, it is referred to the variety and abundance of fish species in the given water body. Okay. Second, why it is important to evaluate fish assemblage? Okay. It is because fish are sensitive indicator in ecosystem productivity, environmental pollution, and physical and chemical habitat loss. They need access to plant, insect, and other tiny aquatic animal to eat, as well as in stream and stream bank cover the right condition for sediment or substrate for spawning, and overhanging vegetation to provide shade over the water where they dwell. They are impacted by variation in water temperature, dissolved oxygen content, pH, and wide range of other physical and chemical components. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad HAIKAL bin DURHAN and my matric number is S62744. Today I want to talk about objective. The first, to assess the apiculture rate of tinfoil bed exposed to various salinity level. The second objective is to count apiculture based in 10 seconds with different salinity. And the last for objective is to determine the survival rate of tinfoil bed in different saline environment. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HAFIZ bin RAMLI. My matric number is X2107. So now I will be present about research hypothesis. So for my opinion, when the salinity of water increase, it can make the apiculture rate will be decreased. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is HAZATUL binti HASSIN, matric number S64369. Today I would like to present about graph line result. Graph showing salinity and motility for two different tanks, and also different salinity level for three different PPT rates. On the graph also show that Y is 6, meanwhile X is 15, and it will be multiplied to 8.3. Based on this graph, it shows the survival rate and apiculture rate of tinfoil bulbs exposed to various salinities. There are three levels of salinity from 0 ppt to 5 ppt, then to the highest salinity, which is 15 ppt. The mortality rate is highest at salinity levels of 15 ppt, while the apiculture rate is highest at 0 ppt, and then secondarily at 5 ppt. As for the 0 ppt and 5 ppt, the fish are still alive, and as the salinity rise, which is at 15 ppt, the fish cannot survive in that environment and eventually die.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm FARHANIS HAFIZAH S61887, and I would like to continue to the result part. For this part, I would like to start with the table of the parameter, where it is included for the salinity, the temperature, and the dissolved oxygen for each tank. So as we can see, for each salinity we are using two tank, where we label it as tank E and tank B, and we have three different salinity, which is 0 ppt, 5 ppt, and 15 ppts. Okay, next, this is the table of the survival rate and apiculture rate of tinfoil bulb exposed to various salinity level, where the N is equal to 3. So as we can see, the mean percentage of mortality for the 0 and 5 ppt, it is totally 0%, while for the 15 ppts it is 100%. So for the calculation, we can find the opercular rate by multiply the opercular beat for 10 seconds with 6, because 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we have the result for the 10 seconds, so we need to multiply it with 6, so we can get the opercular beat for 1 minute. For the mean opercular rate, we can find it by divide the total opercular rate for each salinity with 6, because as I mentioned before, we are using 2 tanks, and for each tank we having 3 samples. So total for each salinity we have 6 samples, so we can find it by dividing it with 6. So this is the result. As we can see, the mean opercular rate for the salinity 0 ppt, it is 108 beat per minute. For the 5 ppt, the mean opercular rate is 75 beat per minute, and for the salinity 15 ppts, the mean opercular rate is 0 beat per minute. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Based on the result, it is shown that tinfoil barb fishes are able to survive in the water where the salinity range from 0 to 5 ppt, with temperature range from 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. At 15 ppt, all of the fish in the tank A and B were dead. This happened because tinfoil barb is a freshwater fish. When a freshwater fish goes into high salinity water, they will lose water from their bodies due to the hypertonic environment. In long term, it can harm the fish and lead to the fatality. To be compared, the fish opercular beat rate mean of 0 ppt salinity is higher than 5 ppt salinity, which are 108 beat per min and 75 beat per min respectively. As shown in the result, 0 ppt has higher dissolved oxygen level than 5 ppt. According to Atlas Scientific, as salinity increases, the dissolved oxygen exponentially decreases. Low DO increases the oxygen demand and eventually kill the fish. This explains why fish in 0 ppt tanks opercular beat rate faster than 5 ppt.
Hi, my name is ARCHANA, S66084. The metabolic rate is one of the factors affecting the salinity tolerance capacity of the fish. For the fish to obtain the proper amount of oxygen and the temperature of their environment must be adequate. Depending on the ionic properties, excessive total dissolved solids can produce toxic effects on fish, experience reduced survival and reproduction rate.